Alright, just looking at how loud going around the menu icons was, it gives me a feeling the game might be pretty loud. Let's find out in a second here. How loud is it going to be? I might need to adjust the volume. Prepare your ears. I didn't even think about testing this before starting the stream, but I guess after tinkering with a whole bunch of OBS settings and redoing a whole lot of the parts in my computer, or not redoing, replacing is a better word, a bunch of parts in my computer. Okay, it's not too bad. I'm gonna turn it down to like here, I think, or something or other. Sure. That seems good. I don't know. Since the last time, my new university semester is properly started. Was it started the last time that I streamed this? I don't remember. And this last weekend, I majorly upgraded my PC, which is really great for PC games that I'm streaming, but stuff like this that's through a capture card, since it's on my Switch, it doesn't really make a difference, so you might not notice any difference, but just imagine that this looks so much cooler now. Or something, I don't know. Velvet Room. Velvet Room transforms into a train, as one does, after the meddling of Salmael, the growth of Harmonia's heart, and the emergence of Toshiro's will all come to a head. The transformed room has but one destination, the abyss that holds a hostile god. Whoops. There was a new thing here, right? Shadow Toshiro, the true ruler of the Third Kingdom and the embodiment of Toshiro's guilt. Transformed into a giant Aerie in the last-ditch effort to overwhelm the Phantom Thieves, but it was no match against Toshiro's restored memories and the power of his newly awakened persona. Wow.
Please have patience
Auto.
for its arrival.
Okay.
You okay, man? Nerves still messing with you?
Also, probably can't even tell all that well, but forgive the fact that there's like a random keyboard just here. I was using it for my other PC that's under my desk now that is basically all the recycled parts from my old build that have been put into a new old case that I'm gonna take to this LAN party this upcoming weekend. And, oh well, no more train sounds. Makes it easier to hear them at least. But, it is possible I might stream some of this game at this LAN party this coming up weekend, or I might not, considering the, a lot of the game is not voice acted, and I have to read out the lines, and I don't really want to do that in a big community hall full of people video gaming, but at the same time, I might just get there and be like, wow, no one really cares, as I have been at events before, and then just do it anyway. What is Salmael? Which is why I'm wanting to do a short stream tonight. I only have a couple hours, but I was like, I'll do a short stream tonight, get this world started, because I know it's gonna be like a cutscene movie for super long. And then if I just want to play a couple levels at that event, I can just play a couple levels at that event.
Do you mean it's a sort of malevolent
also,
god, like Yaldabaoth?
this part, whatever the heck this is now, what is it? Hello, Azur Semra, how are you doing today? It is part 54, this one. Goes up on February 2nd, according to like my current stream schedule. And February 2nd is the release date for, Persona 3 Reload, which I plan on covering. So, I don't know if I'm just gonna have 2 Persona series ongoing at once, if I'm gonna push back the Persona 3 stuff until, this gets finished, or what I should do. Anybody watching this on YouTube after the fact will already know what I decide to do by seeing if there's Persona 3 Reload stuff going up at the same time. So, yeah. I've seen little smidges of it, I've seen bits of it from meme culture, and I saw it mentioned in the Discord server and stuff that's coming out here soon. The Pokemon Legends Arceus with guns. Familiar with the very basics. Okay. Probably be paying more attention.
Or the will driving them towards their fruition. It seems to think that all potential sources of pain ought to be eradicated.
Well, that just doesn't even make any sense, so I mean...
If there is anything that does differentiate it from the god of control...
Yeah, because it has to be different than the main game.
Salmael believes it is protecting humanity by eliminating individuals with ideologies it deems threatening.
Oh.
So, Salmael thinks it's protecting humanity, huh? Oh, good grief, that's one of the worst types to deal with.
That's the absolute worst.
Destroy those it deems likely to cause people pain, correct?
The words and actions it has exhibited thus far would seem to suggest so.
Ah, crap. Now I'm confused again. So, in simpler terms,
Well, this might not be perfectly accurate, but Salmael's stated
What?
goal is to ensure that people don't get hurt.
Made a little drawing.
And in order to accomplish that, it came to the conclusion that any risk taken to fight for something is undesirable. Does that sound about right?
Furthermore, given our nature,
Is that not something that's gonna fight
there
for?
will always be those who take a stand to initiate change. And that gives Salmael an endless supply of people to stamp out for having these dangerous ideas.
Dangerous ideas. In
I
other
mean-
words, they possess the will of revolution.
Are all the
The desire to
people
take a
here
stand
that have that kind of will actual people? Like, what is this world?
time around,
Yeah, all Persona 5 spin-off have the same template. Unconsented escapism / salvation offered by some order-leading god. Yeah, I haven't played Strikers yet, but I kind of fully expect it to be a similar kind of thing. So, I mean,
Alright, that's
this is
enough.
my first spin-off that I'm playing, and my second Persona game that I'm playing, 3 Reload, will become my third then. Salmael, the god of stagnation and the entity responsible for the incident at hand. God of stagnation, huh? So it's like Xenoblade Chronicles 3. Built a cognitive world from Toshiro's heart to make him relive his past traumas. Salmael envisions a world of tranquility and peace for all mankind, but its utter disregard for agency threatens to amputate the possibilities of the human will.
Now that we have a decent grasp on Salmael, what's next?
Yeah, I mean, you're gonna tell me one way or another.
To be precise, I should clarify that's only half correct.
So, I mean,
Half correct? This place. It's a spiritual world ruled by Salmael. It was built using your cognition, Toshiro.
well, that's rude.
In more succinct terms, this is a metaverse
Just taking
Salmael
his mind,
constructed to break your
memories,
will.
and whatever the heck.
I have come to the conclusion that that is
Yeah.
the most accurate way to describe it.
That seems like a lot of trouble just to take me out.
Under normal circumstances, it would have been able to erase your will simply by invading your mind.
Now, that would have been extra rude.
But
It's
a
not that
foreign
far
power to
in
resist
terms of
its
rudeness.
domination had already taken root inside of you.
Power to resist. Oh, I get it. You mean a persona?
Precisely. The persona is an armor of rebellion, meant to resist those who would try to exert their influence over others. Like the Phantom Thieves, interfering with those who possess this power is no small task.
And you're saying this power of the will had started to take root in me as well?
It is quite plausible if there was something to trigger it.
That whole event and situation that we went through on that rooftop.
You ever think I'm having a
Well,
burst of willpower, baby?
I guess it still technically counts as a rooftop. I know that there was like another clock tower there that goes up even higher, but would it count as a balcony?
So
Who
it
knows?
did help you
Whatever we
figure
were
out-
on. Memory time.
It was the end of last year.
Whoa.
As I told you before, I did
That's
not
something I could
decide on
potentially
what
use in a
to do about my
thumbnail.
father for his wrongdoings. And it was right around that time when you all hijacked the live TV broadcast. Here I was struggling to stand up to my father while you were boldly proclaiming your beliefs to the entire nation. When I thought about it that way, I felt inspired to show the same courage as you. As for what happened next, well, you already know that part.
I do?
It is still only a possibility, but a faint
Like, I imagine that his
power
dad
may
wasn't
take
all
root
that
within
impressed
you.
about that, but,
Of course, a persona can be awakened in other ways, too.
yeah, well,
I see.
I figured that it might be like that. I'll find out firsthand when I
In other words,
potentially ever get to them.
with ordinary people, Salmael is able to invade their minds whenever it pleases. But with Toshiro, the subtle emergence of a power to resist prevented it from interfering.
These drawings are so, unique. I'm kind of at a loss here, but yeah, that sounds about right.
Additionally, Toshiro's-san being able to resist Salmael's power.
Well, then why didn't this Dudo just invade someone else's mind?
So it was
The
really
plot couldn't happen.
whatever it took to snuff him out.
And the moment it made the decision to eradicate my will for social change, it created this place.
Yes.
Memo updated. Kingdom, a cognitive world constructed within Toshiro's heart by Salmael as part of a scheme to break Toshiro's will. The rulers of the kingdoms, such as Lady Marie and Lord Yoshiki, were mere puppets Salmael created from Toshiro's memories to achieve this aim.
The currently find ourselves in is called
Evil.
Salmael must have attempted to purge your will by using the memories which lay dormant in your heart.
Well, I never would have guessed there was a war being waged inside my own mind.
Even so, your subconscious was putting up a fight against Salmael's invasion from the very beginning. And amidst it all, it's very likely that's when you were born within Toshiro Kasukabe's spirit.
Me?
Just like Salmael used the individuals from Toshiro's
Toshiro sure
memory
seems happy
as
about it.
symbols of domination, there was
Look at
another
that grin.
individual in Toshiro's heart who embodied the spirit of revolution.
Eri.
With your mind under attack, you subconsciously materialized Eri and entrusted your hope to her. This hope was the power of your persona, the thing that Salmael was trying to destroy before it fully formed.
So in effect, this is what you're saying, yes? Salmael created the kingdoms to try and quash the potential of Toshiro's power. In response, Toshiro's heart created Arena as a symbol of revolution, the keeper of his power. So every
Quite like
battle
his
the
drawing.
rebels fought was ultimately an effort to protect Toshiro's will.
Oh, not bad, Fox.
I still wonder what his
Can't let
keys
you
are
take
for.
all the glory, can I?
What are you trying to prove to her anyways?
Things were looking pretty grim before the Phantom Thieves got here, so I'm not sure if I'd have lasted much longer.
You had only a fraction of power, but it was also very faint. It stands to reason that you would be unable to stave off Salmael's invasion on your own. However, no matter how persistently Salmael attacked, it was never able to completely wither out your will.
Yeah, like I said at the beginning of this, just in case I decide to do a little bit of this at Janlan.
Opted for a last resort. That
May as
is
well
when
do
it
this
must
here.
have dragged the real Toshiro Kasukabe into this metaverse.
It'll be like 2 days straight of video gaming this weekend. Rulers, a term for any who rules over a kingdom, such as Lady Marie or Lord Yoshiki, as cognitive beings that Salmael created from Toshiro's past trauma. The ruler's goal is to keep Toshiro under control with psychological and emotional manipulation. Unlike shadows, rulers are in no way linked to their real-world counterparts.
Say, my father and my
Okay.
imposter. Each one of my traumas trying to corner me.
It wasn't able to break
The only
Toshiro's
actual
heart
shadow
with
here
Arena
was Shadow
defending it,
Toshiro.
So it went for the throat instead.
Ugh, seriously? Using a person's memories to try and break them down emotionally is some real sick stuff.
You got that right. For the people? Who's it kidding?
But that didn't go
Be
according
nice
to
if you could
plan
speak
either,
up, though.
Did it?
No, it did not. Therefore, it would stand to reason that Salmael is also in a difficult position. The fact that it shows
My character's here, so I assume I'm gonna have a choice in a hot second. A not choice choice.
Own hands.
Which means we're in
Maybe.
for a head-to-head fight, right?
We just have to win.
Yes.
I just
you
have to
the
play the
general
video game.
idea.
I have to be really good at video
I know
games.
We went through all this relatively quickly.
Also, thinking
but
about
we will be arriving shortly.
the difficulty mode of this
I will be happy to
Merciless.
answer any more
I've
questions to the best of my ability.
I've been playing a decent bit of Assassin's Creed Odyssey lately, and the hardest difficulty mode in that is called Nightmare.
Plainly,
And I realized when I set up this stream that the last time that I played Assassin's Creed Odyssey, I said the difficulty mode, and the stream title was Merciless. I got confused with Persona, I guess. I just pulled up OBS a little bit ago to start this stream and I saw there was my stream title from last stream. That was Assassin's Creed Odyssey, stream whatever the heck. And it was Merciless difficulty.
Train ride a bit longer,
Oops.
but I suppose that we'll have to wait until we clean up this mess.
armor out.
Maybe Persona's infected my mind too much.
No cause for concern, I see. Very well. I will take us
Or
right
something
in.
or other. Okay. It's a very shaky train. Man, these cutscenes are spectacular. Absolute chef's kiss. It's so breathtaking. Has to be said. The art is really cool, but...
Please, watch your step getting off.
But yeah, the cutscenes themselves are not very interesting.
But is that what you call safe?
The world did 3 whole rotations.
I'm dizzy.
Sorry. Could I get a bag or something?
Ugh. Anyhow, it looks like we made it to the enemy stronghold.
Sweet.
Do you
Can't wait to
think
see what
someone is waiting up ahead?
levels look like this time.
Yes.
I didn't know how to
but I
phrase
wouldn't
things.
expect a warm
Like, just what the
reception.
general aesthetics
I
and
would
theming
suggest
are.
going further only when amply prepared.
This world. Please, I need a break.
Unfortunately, we're on the enemy's doorstep. There's no time to talk. Oh, Harshal.
We should probably wait until he's recovered.
The game that I'll probably be thinking about is Assassin's Creed Odyssey. That's probably the game that I'll end up playing the most during Janland. Well, if I'm using the secondary PC rather than my main PC, then I guess I won't quite play it as well. Looks like this is our hideout now. I was testing it, and it actually played it not half bad, because it's just my PC from before, which already was handling it not half bad, except with worse graphics, because I have my worst graphics card in there. So we'll see. I was thinking about potentially finally doing Metroid Prime Hunters. That could be my excuse to go through that.
By the look on your face, I take it there is still something on your mind.
I think this is the only one of these optional
Shed
scenes
some
that
light on your
are voice acted.
understanding of the situation, if you would like.
Okay, explain things to me. Please do.
Of course. So what would you like to discuss first?
Calculus. About this train.
As I told you before, this is the Velvet Room, but with an altered appearance. The appearance of the Velvet Room will change depending on the visitor's state of mind.
This is probably the most comfortable Velvet Room yet.
Once an appearance has been determined, a second transformation should not be possible. Therefore, I believe this world and Salmael are responsible for the current aberration from the norm.
Okay.
Is this related to what you said before? About the room being unstable?
Salmael is an entity that specializes in rooting out threatening ideologies within humanity. In other words, the ability to counteract is presumably one of its strengths. However, nullifying either one entirely seems to have been beyond its means.
Nullifying either what? Sorry, I was
Because the
responding to a
Velvet
text
Room
message.
regained its form from within a state of limbo. I presume its current appearance is only temporary.
Vote now on your phones.
Seems safe to assume so. Between the interference of Salmael, the growth of your own heart, and the will of Toshiro Kasukabe, the present appearance is likely the result of these irregularities happening all at once.
All their powers combined, we get a train. Yeah, that makes perfect sense.
The train has been a major convenience.
Persona doesn't
For
make
now,
sense.
Let's just be grateful for it.
Is there anything else you wish to ask me?
And I'm okay with it not making sense about the kingdom.
Salmael was the entity responsible for creating this world in Toshiro Kasukabe's heart.
What a jerk.
This much I told you already, correct?
No, I mean...
What was going on with Marie and all the Legionnaires? How'd they actually come to be? Because they didn't
Voodoo.
seem like shadows to me.
Those who reigned as rulers were created from memories and images. They were idols Salmael conjured for the purpose of emotionally cornering Toshiro Kasukabe. I believe you have all witnessed an entity being born from an unintentional breakdown of cognition before?
You mean from
What?
Futaba's palace, right? The cognitive form of her mother.
In actuality,
That was from
they
a...
were fragments of Salmael's own
Wait.
existence, with the visual appearances of their real-world selves.
But, whoops, that's not the button. Let's see here. They were idols Salmael conjured for the purpose of emotionally cornering Toshiro Kasakabe, I believe we've all witnessed an entity being born from an unintentional breakdown of cognition. Was that not just like another shadow that was tied to someone that she saw, I guess? Maybe that's just a fancy way of saying that? I don't know.
So all that time,
These games just have a way of confusing me.
When they were the actual puppets all along, huh?
Wait, does that mean the Legionnaires were this way too?
Yes, but unlike their rulers, it seems like Salmael used shadows that were drifting in the subconscious sea. And in order to force those shadows to submit to its will, it absorbed them.
As one does.
Power crystals that appeared when the Legionnaires were defeated were
Power
likely
crystals?
remnants of this process.
Were there power crystals in this video game?
Anything else you wish to
What's a
discuss?
power crystal? Have I not been paying enough attention during this game?
This case is another extremely rare one. A cognitive presence, a persona, a shadow. It may be best to think of her as a being that shares attributes with all of these.
Why do you get so much quieter in that line?
Meaning...
Toshiro Kasakabe.
The audio
created
leveling of this game
Irina
is
when his
not
will
great.
And the power within his heart were struggling to be heard. She was the embodiment of Toshiro's feelings of hope.
Slightly
revolution,
uncomfortable. I'm putting up my
and
legs on
resistance.
PC number 2.
You describe it like that,
I haven't had a second PC under this desk in a great many years.
Subconsciously,
It's weird.
Toshiro
After this
trusted
weekend, I'm probably
her
gonna
with his
put the
power.
beanbag chair back that I usually have under here,
Persona
that I use as a leg rest.
speaking.
You can see it behind me right now, like,
Say, while in
there,
this state,
there.
she was a cognitive being with an inner persona.
And whenever I move this chair back, it gets caught on the beanbag chair.
Which
is not a great thing to be regularly happening, so...
Irina carried the light and darkness of Toshiro's heart.
Way back when I used to have either a second PC or a juice fridge in this corner here towards the camera, I used to have the beanbag chair in that corner over there. But that's now taken up by a 3D printer, and there isn't really space to put it.
Conquered, a portion of it remains connected to people's hearts. A possibility remains that the events that took place here had a subconscious effect on the real Eri Natsuhara's heart.
I was confused for a hot second because I got pinged in my Discord server. But it was
again,
Eagle
this is all
posting his
speculation on the
top 10 most
exceptional
disappointing games of
circumstances
2023
and
with a thanks at Harmonia for Last of Us PC footage.
It would
That's
be
something that I actually have something
disingenuous of me to go on
not to
about
message,
theories
to
I
mention.
cannot substantiate. Is there
After this all.
anything else you wish to discuss?
Nah.
Thank you very much, Miss Lavenza. I feel like it's all making a lot more sense to me now.
It's really not. To me,
I
at
was
least.
able to be of assistance.
I know I
and
could have been
not
paying more
ask for
attention, but
anything
still.
more.
I feel like even if I was,
Now then,
I have to just
is the
suspend some
spy
level of
thing
disbelief and
you
go
do.
along with the flow.
Please proceed on your own from here. And good luck facing Salmael. Fortunately, despite the change in appearance, the Velvet Room has retained its usual functions. I shall be able to assist you with persona fusions and the like whenever necessary.
That's a huge help, Miss Lavenza. What would we do with
Do I have any
Toshiro?
personas that I want to fuse right now?
Okay. I say we'd better prep for battle before moving out.
Yeah, 6 GP. Whoa, some extra stuff that time. So, Last of Us Part 1 on PC. I haven't owned a PlayStation since the PlayStation 2. So I played Last of Us Part 1 when it came out on PC. And it was one of, if not the most broken video game I've ever played. It was really, really bad. The game itself was pretty good. It's just the PC version was just so awful. It was so broken. It did not function. I mean, sure, I don't know. So I thought, yeah, sure, well, let's do that. Do I want... That'll help me in a lot of situations. So, oh. I mean, sure, do that. And apparently it wasn't like that on the PlayStation version. Apparently it was only the PC version that was bugged to all living hell. And I was talking with a friend earlier today about some video game kind of stuff. He initiated the conversation about Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, about like which one. I was just like, I don't know if I'd recommend either because they're both not super great, but really it's just version exclusives, what bike lizard you get and what pants you have for the, and I guess like shirt color varieties as well, but it's funnier to say what pants you get for, the whole game there. That could be pretty good. Still saving up for that. And I'd said, like, if you want my copy, I'm almost done covering that game here pretty soon. So, like, if you want my copy, you can just borrow it and hold on to it for however long you want, really. I don't care. And we were talking about, like, different past, like, fun games and stuff like that and lending one another stuff. And since I mentioned that I hadn't had a PlayStation for a really long time, he had said, like, oh, I have a PlayStation 5 now, and all the PS4 games are available on that. So my PS4 is just collecting dust if you ever want to borrow it. So I asked him, do you have Last of Us Part 2? He was like, yeah, I do actually. And I was like, okay, well, I'm a little bit busy right now, but maybe like several months from now or something like that, maybe I'll follow up and take you up on that. Because I don't know if my brain and eyes can handle any more of PC Last of Us after the last time. I don't know when, if/when Last of Us Part 2 is coming to PC. So who knows how long it would take for me to find out what happens and continue that adventure there, and it would probably be a broken mess if it's anything like Part 1. And I could just avoid that by playing it on a PlayStation, so I might just do that at some point if I have the time. We'll see. It could also be funny to play it on PC when it comes out, just for the memes, but I don't know. It's something that I'll consider. When I have some time in the schedule, maybe I'll put it to a vote in like the in the server or something like that. We shall see. I don't know, but that's been a thought that has been going across my head lately. Yeah, that's really important there. But yeah, saw a top 10 secret of Indigo Disc and just let out a big sigh followed with I'm not doing any of that. That's fair enough there. I don't know what I want here. And The Last of Us 2 might break you with its narrative, and I don't actually know, like, what that means. I have a guess of what that's slang for, but I don't actually know for sure, but I'm just going to assume that it's my assumption, because that's how assumptions work. I don't words. Sure, let's go ahead and do this. But yeah, I've heard really mixed things about it, and my friend that was telling me that he would be willing to lend me his PS4 and stuff like that, I had said that I had heard a lot of mixed things about it, and he said it was pretty decent, but by the end, I just wanted it to be done with, and I was like, oh, okay. Sure, go ahead and do this. So I know that game is very contested with its narrative and all that. I'll forget that I have this, though. Meh, I don't know. Give me that, how about? Sure, that sounds good to me. So yeah, maybe I'll do that at some point. Maybe. We shall see.